What are some things I can do to be a better employer? I have my pizza business and I pay my employees $2 above minimum wage. I work with their schedule and inform them of their shifts 2 weeks in advance. If anyone calls in sick, I personally find a replacement. If anyone works slow, I will train them or shuffle them to other positions. I reimburse them for their fuel based on their vehicle's MPG, or a flat rate at their convenience. I tolerate consistent tardiness up to 15 minutes. I hire people reliant on public transport and they occasionally come an hour late due to delays. That's okay. It happens. I pay my employees, on average, $80 per shift 5 hours. I myself only earn about $200 in profit daily. What can I do to be a better employer? Well, honestly, it's kinda refreshing that you'd even come out here and ask a question like this. Pretty rare for an employer to come out and try to learn how they can improve their employees' conditions in the first place. I have family that are small business owners. They pay above minimum wage as well. That being said, they think they are being extremely generous for offering slightly above average. But they still have employees asking them for an advance on their paychecks so they can pay rent and bills. They don't seem to realize that if they had to live off of what they pay, it would be extremely difficult to do. A livable wage will always make you a better employer. You're not the worst employer out there. But if you can't pay a livable wage, then that's always something employees will want from you. And they are justified. I pay my employees $2 above minimum wage. Which minimum wage? The federal one is a crap $7.25. And $2 above that is still crap. $2 over minimum in my area is unlivable. Ask your employees about their quality of life and start from there. I know food margins are tight, but so are bills. Living wage. Dude, that is literally all anybody wants. $2 over minimum is nothing close to that. Stop reimbursing for fuel in lieu of that and pay people so they can cover rent, utilities, and food. It really is that simple. The rest you're doing great at, especially with the industry you're in. So please feel proud of that. But I'm afraid that people can't pay bills with good vibes. Where is your pizza place? I want to support your business. Pay yourself $2 an hour over minimum wage for a month and see how things go for you. Employees are an asset, not an expense. Try improving the business so you can pay more. The most obvious way is to improve the pizza dough fermentation. Since you're asking, min wage is not the same as a livable wage. Your business doesn't make enough money to pay its employees and probably never will. Manage a pizza shop. Pay your rockstar employees a bit more than the rest and you're set. Everyone on here is going to shit on you for the pay. But that's life in the pizza business. If people agree to work for what you're paying, it's on them. I'm sure they make tips as well. Best thing you can do is market and build more business. More deliveries means more tip money and happier delivery drivers. 10 years managing pizza shops. And that's what I've got. Seriously though, pay your best couple people like $5 over minimum wage so they don't look elsewhere. Pay an equitable wage that aligns with the productivity growth since min wage was last raised. That should be about $25 an hour. What you pay is still low. A year ago inflation was at 9. $2 over minimum wage is insulting. At $13, $18 an hour you are a great employer for high school kids and people living with their parents. But no one, even with 3 roommates, can live in it. But if he pays more, those pizzas are gonna cost more. Dude, you are an awesome doing what you are doing. Do you provide your employees full-time work with health coverage? Pizza party? Sorry, couldn't resist. You are miles past others already. I think the biggest thing is perspective. Remember that employees are working for you to pay for their lives. They have and want to grow their lives. Career growth only allows for more fostering of their lives. People over profit. I understand profit is necessary to stay afloat, but never at the sacrifice of human beings' lives. Tip jar dollar note. I know, not ideal, but a nice added perk. You could give them a free pizza to take home per shift or per X shifts. Your ingredients costs should be far less than the grocery savings to the employee. Especially if they have a family to feed. Maybe have a healthy pizza option for them. Suitable for frequent consumption. Offer benefits to all employees. Give them free health insurance. Do you offer benefits like health coverage and PTO? In most of the USA, living wage is $25–27 per hour. If you pay less than that, you will have all of the low wage issues any other business does. If you can't afford to pay your employees a livable wage, then you can't afford to have that many employees. Honestly, I'd need to see your store to give you more ideas. Enforce kitchen closing times. If you have online ordering, give the manager the ability to shut it off. If you deliver, get on good relations at the nearest tire shop. Let them trade foods with other places. Sandwich shops. Barbecue. Italian beef. Edit. Get real aprons for doing dishes. What can I do to be a better employer? You can share benefits with everyone. After you pay yourself too at the same rate as them. X200B. You're far from the worst employer. But if you do want to get better, that's the way. At the end of the day, it comes down to exploitation. If an extra $2 is all you have, then that's what it is. But at that point, you should be operating your business like a non-profit, because you don't deserve to be taking more than a non-profit would allow for yourself. Unbelievable. Someone hoping for civil discourse and input is met with bile and trash comments because everyone apparently has to work full-time and live in California. This is another reason why democracy is dying. People are fucking stupid. Seems like you are doing the best. My boss is similar, being the only reason I bother trying. $2 above minimum wage is shit. Please pay a decent wage. I know it feels like a lot to ask, given the margin you stated, but literally any amount of profit sharing would feel like just a little bit of justice in a stole of a world. After all, you surely man, shrugging, medium dark skin tone essential for the function of the enterprise. But they do the actual work that brings in the money. Even one per employee is at least an acknowledgement of that, and it's worth noting that it acts as a subtle, team-wide, repeating performance review. I'm assuming that all the people who say simply pay more or pay a living wage will be perfectly fine when the owner raises the price of a medium pizza from $15 to $20 so he can pay $20 an hour versus $15? Surely you won't complain or take your business elsewhere because, hey, everyone deserves a living wage, right? Face with rolling eyes. I mean, you already sound like a solid employer to me. $16 an hour to do pizza is good emo. Especially with being lenient to people's situations. Also, reimbursing them for fuel is insanely cool. The only positions that ever did that for me were positions where I did driving for the work. I have to ask, is the $200 in profits what you take home, or do you have a salary plus the $200 a day? Does the $200 come after all expenses are paid for? I am just curious mostly. Yeah, pay them a living wage for only 5 hours a day. Gotta love the comments. You're doing the best you can and have a better heart than most employers. They want you to have lowest profits as possible because that's very motivating to continue the Busy.